Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Davis from Happy Place to Grow. I am so glad you are here once again because we are talking about all things germy. In my first video, we read this book, Germs Make Me Sick, and we became germ experts. At least I feel like I'm definitely more knowledgeable about how viruses and bacteria are all around us and try to make us sick, and sometimes they do, but we also learned our bodies are amazing fighting machines. And at the end of this book, we were given a few simple tips about what we can do to help our bodies and us stay healthy. And since it's January, it's a new year, and we're thinking about being well in the new year, having healthy bodies. I think this is going to be a very good session for us. So sit back, relax, and be ready to learn some tips for staying well in the new year. So let's get started with this scholastic news. It says, let's stay healthy. What should you do if you have a runny nose? Raise your hand if you know. So as we go through this little step-by-step newspaper, it's going to just remind us of things that we can do to keep germs from spreading. So let's take a look inside. I like how this goes section by section. Each little section gives us a reminder tip, and it's going to start off with a question for you. The first question says, can you wipe your nose with a tissue? Raise a healthy hand. And it's just reminding us, if you have a runny nose, it's a good idea to wipe your nose with a tissue and not with your hands. We learned from this book, Germs Make Me Sick, that germs are everywhere. They're on all surfaces. And if your nose is running and you're wiping it with your hands, or, sometimes I see children do this, and it seems like it's just an automatic, I'm just going to wipe my nose. But if you can run and go get a tissue, that's going to be a better choice, because you're going to, that runny liquid that could be full of germs if you're sick, for sure. If it gets on the surface of your hands and you start touching things, you're spreading germs around that other people might come in contact with. So tissues are great go-tos if you have a runny nose. Just kind of wipe it up. That brings us to another tip. It says, can you sneeze into your elbow? Raise a healthy hand. Now, this is a funny thing, but a lot of times people that sneeze, the sneeze comes on very quickly. It's like all of a sudden you get a tickle in your nose and you just want to sneeze. It comes out ever so forceful and quickly. In fact, a sneeze is really powerful. So when you sneeze, it's like a force that is projecting liquid and microscopic organism germs, especially if you're sick, and it's going out into the air, then it's going to be floating. So if you can stop those germs before they get out in the air, that's going to be a great idea. But you don't want to catch them with your fingers. Guess where they're going? On your hands, and then you'll be touching things. A better choice, if you can, because sneezes come out really quick, sneeze in the crook of your elbow. You're not sneezing in your elbow, but in the inner part of your elbow, because here's what's cool. Your elbow is not going to be touching a lot of surfaces. So if you catch that sneeze and block it, it's not going to go out in the air and become airborne. And it's not going to be on the surfaces of your hands. So that's a great healthy tip. You're not only keeping the sneeze out of the air, but you're keeping those microorganisms off the surface of your hands and onto again, you're preventing those germs from spreading around. And that is a good and nice thing to do for others. Here brings me to the next hand-raising reminder. Can you wash your hands with soap and water? Raise a healthy hand. Boys and girls, I'm telling you, there are so many germs on the surface of our hands. In fact, I always did this little activity with my students. I had a little glitter. I said, we're going to do the little glitter germ activity. Because germs are invisible and you can't see them, this was a fun activity. So what we did was, and it's hard, I don't have someone else here with me, but we would put the glitter on our hands. And then I'd say, okay, shake your friend next door to you's hand. So this one doesn't have glitter on it. This one does. And they would, shake their friend's hand. And then we would see how germs could pass from one person's hand to another. We called that the glitter germ activity. It was kind of fun. You could do that with a family member. One person puts glitter on their hands and then you shake a hand or touch some surfaces in your house. And you can see that those little particles are going to get off. So hand washing is a really good thing to do. And the way we wash our hands, of course, the best way to get your hands clean from germs is soap and water. So I brought my little portable sink here. So the first thing you want to do is turn on this faucet, right? And then you want to rinse your hands. There's oil, natural oil that's on your skin. So germs can stick on the surface of your skin really easy, especially your hands. So you want to, first of all, get the hands wet. So we're getting them wet. I just got my little newspaper wet. You want to get your hands wet. And then you want to use some soap. Where's my soap? Over here. The soap is good because it is going to help loosen the germs. Now, you don't just want to do it on the inside, your palms, but you have lots of surfaces on your hand that could collect germs. You want to get into your skin and you want to do it for 15 seconds or more. So sometimes if you sing a little song, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, you can get up here, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now we've said our ABCs. Next time, even your nails, get lots of germs up there. Next time, won't you sing with me? And you've covered all those areas. You've loosened those germs. Now the rinse. Of course, I would rinse under water, running water. So I'm going to rinse. And then I'm going to dry my hands with a towel. Now, if you're in a public bathroom, you might want to take a paper towel and turn off the faucet. Because remember, when you started washing your hands, you turned on the faucet with your germy hands. Ta-da! Soap and water is going to do, warm water is definitely going to do a trick. You're not going to get every single germ off, but you're going to definitely keep a lot of those germs. They're going to wash down the sink. So that's going to be your best germ fighting technique. Now, a lot of people use these sanitizers, alcohol-based. If you don't have soap and water available, hand sanitizer is going to be the next best thing. But definitely the soap and water would be the number one way to get rid of germs off of your skin surfaces. Let's keep moving. I've got a glitter germ on my newspaper and a splash of water. But let's keep moving. Final thing, can you keep your hands off your face? Raise a healthy hand. And this is something that I do all the time. But you know that a lot of surfaces, every surface you touch, everywhere you touch is got germs on it. So you definitely want to keep your hands off of your face, because your mouth and your nose and your eyes are all open doors for germs. And so if you're constantly touching your face, and even if I'm looking for a pencil here, but I know kids will do this a lot of times. Let me grab a pencil here. They'll put things in their mouth that are not edible. Sometimes I even you're biting your nails. Just think though, what we learned on the tip of a pencil, 1,000 germs can be in a line on your fingers, in your nails. So you want to keep your fingers out of your mouth. You want to keep objects out of your mouth that might contain germs. Don't put things near your face. Keep your hands off your face. Those are all really great tips. Now let's keep going. It says, why did we cover our sneeze? Germs can fly out. There's the power of that sneeze. You can't see that sneeze because it's invisible, but they have done a little illustration where if you could see a visible sneeze, that's what it might look like. They're so tiny you can't see them, but look at how powerful it can go out in a really big blast. So again, cover that sneeze. Here's a good tip. It's snack time. Your hands don't look dirty should you wash them. Anytime you're going to be eating any kind of food, you want to wash your hands. If you can get to a sink with soap and water, that's the number one way. If you don't have soap and water, you can try that hand sanitizer for sure. But you don't want to eat any food without washing your hands prior to eating, because germs are everywhere. And I think about, sometimes I buy like an apple at the store and I think I just want to just bite into it. But again, any food you're eating, like fruits and vegetables, those need to be washed, because those, even though they don't look like they might have germs, they could have germs. Now let's go over here for some final tips about staying healthy. I've got this little, let me scoot this poster over here. I've got this little poster right here, and it's got some really good reminders. Cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze, right? Always use your own cup, fork, and spoon, because if someone is eating and they're using a fork or a spoon or a straw, and you use or you drink after them or eat after them or take a bite of something that they've just taken a bite, you can get their germs, they can get your germs, and sometimes you don't know that you're sick because you haven't felt any symptoms yet. You don't have any signs that you're sick, but those germs are in there and you can pass those to someone else. So it's just always wise. I know this is a family thing. A lot of times families share bites of food, but it's really not wise to do so. So use your own utensils. Don't take a bite of someone else's food. You're protecting them and you're protecting yourself. Hey, we've got to be germ smart. Down here, wash your hands after you sneeze, wipe your nose, or use the bathroom. It seems like common sense, but sometimes we get busy in life. Whenever you sneeze, even if you use a tissue and you wipe your nose, you should go wash your hands. When you go to the bathroom, for sure, always wash your hands before leaving the restroom, just like we talked about. Soap, warm water, and wash for 15 seconds or more, for sure. And then here's a great healthy tip. Drink water and eat healthy foods. The stronger your body is, if germs do get in and try to make you sick, your body's going to be able to have the power to fight it off. So you want to eat healthy snacks, healthy foods, exercise. You can do a lot to keep yourself well just by making good choices every day. Now, one last thing before we close up this healthy video. Cover that hand washing. I love this. It says wash your hands, wash away germs. Follow 4 steps. Wet your hands with warm water. And warm water is really better than cold water. So warm water. Add soap and rub. Count 15 as you wash. Or sing a little song. Rinse your hands well with water. And remember, when you're washing your hands, you've got lots of hand surfaces that you want to cover, even your fingernails. Rinse your hands really well with warm water and dry your hands with a clean towel. Definitely ways that we can stay healthy in the new year and all year, because germs don't just make us sick in the winter months. We can get sick any time of the year. And I tell you, I feel like a germ expert now. And I know that as we go through this new year and we think about these tips, eating healthy, making sure you exercise, making sure you wash your hands before you eat or drink, don't share utensils or foods with others. Even though you love them, you don't have to share food with them or the same eating utensils. And make sure that you are definitely watching out for, if someone's around you that's sick, you're making sure that you're staying away from sickness and sick people, and that you are, even though you love people and you want to be around people, you don't want to share germs and have them share germs with you. And that's an okay thing. That doesn't mean you don't care. We've got to stay healthy. We've got to be germ busters for sure. All right, kids, I want you to stay healthy and well. Don't forget to wash those hands and cover those sneezes, and don't share those germs. All right, until our next time together, as always, have a healthy and a good one.